I mentioned in the introduction to this YouTube channel that no matter what I know and whatever I try to teach you based on what I know, it's not really me that is teaching you. I mentioned how it's your responsibility to put in the time and effort to actually grasp what was being said or shared. And you can say that all type of knowledge is teachings. I'm teaching a lot of information here, but really it's not my responsibility that you comprehend and grasp what I am teaching. You need to be the teacher. You need to be the one who is determined to understand this thing that you so much want to understand. You can't fully rely on anyone explaining it to you and making sure that you understand it. But of course, if the source of information isn't good, then you need to find another source of information. But it will be your responsibility to do all of the self-reflection on what has been said, how you have chosen to take it in, how you choose to work with it, how you choose to be honest, and I mean completely honest with yourself. If you have misunderstood something, or if you have a lack of understanding about something, if there is more you want to understand. So now I have mentioned that you need to be your own teacher. But you really need to be your own everything, whatever it should be. You need to be your own best friend, for example. How can you possibly experience a great friend unless you already have a great friend within? You even need to be your own mother and your own father. You need to be your own teacher. Because life isn't happening out there. It's happening internally. And you project that out to the world to get it reflected. You couldn't possibly experience having a great friend if all you had within was bad friends, or a bad mother, or a bad father, or a bad teacher. To really learn something from a YouTube video, for example, well, it takes a real type of strength from your side and a real honesty towards yourself and a real commitment. You can't just sit down and watch a video and automatically, without being honest and committed and careful and present, just suddenly learn everything about it. And if you are absorbing information and filtering it well whenever you watch a YouTube video, well, then you are doing these things. Then you're doing pretty good. But if gaining knowledge is difficult for you, then try to recognize if you are in fact a bad teacher. If you aren't committed, if you aren't focused, if you don't listen with both of your ears, if you're sitting there in fact and doing something else while the information is being shared, you would benefit from giving it your absolute 100% full attention and full commitment. And you need to learn to be careful. You don't want to listen to anything or to misunderstand something and make that the thing that you believe is the truth. You need to be absolutely careful. Careful, full of care for the homework you have just given yourself of watching this video, breaking it down, understanding what teachings are being shared. And you need to recognize if you're lying to yourself. If you truly, honestly understood what had been said, if you completely understood it, or if it was more of a halfway kind of understanding, and you need to be absolutely honest with yourself. Ultimately, you would want to understand all of the videos I have made just as good as me, and way better. So be careful. Do not lie to yourself. And I mentioned now how you give yourself homework. And finally in life you don't need to do the homework that you were given in 5th grade or in 10th grade. But now finally I can focus on exactly what I want in life. And I can find YouTube channels about it, which to me works like a book. It's just a different type of information. Well, it's information shared in a different way. And I can give myself homework where I am going to completely understand the information that is being shared in a YouTube channel, for example. And I need to be careful. I must watch out so I don't get sucked into a lower frequency understanding of something. I need to be absolutely aware and present, remember the truth, and of course so much truth is being shared in many of those YouTube channels, but they are still coming from a low frequency person. But I can use these key pieces of information to gain higher and wider consciousness about so many things and see how it fit in with the highest frequency truth of the game and expand. It's like reading a book, but it's in a YouTube channel instead. The same goes with movies. I mean, they have so much information, so much to learn. But unless I am a good teacher, unless I am great at teaching myself, well then first and foremost I won't really learn that much. And whatever I learn might be just another big illusion that is holding me down and back. So a good teacher would give you some homework. So be aware of what you care about. Be aware of what you want to learn more about. Maybe you are in the earlier stages of the journey. You haven't reached a very high frequency yet, but maybe you can take care of one of the things that will let you really stay in the moment. I'm not saying you should watch any YouTube videos to learn these things, or watch any movies or read any books. Whatever you think is going to give you the best result, it's up to you. Ask your source self. And be careful, full of care. And don't lie to yourself, don't fool yourself.